Welcome back. In this chapter, we will discuss about the objectives and assessment about the learning. The learning objective included, or we can say that we will cover the following aspects in this chapter, like what are tests, then we will discuss about the purpose and principles of the test. The next is types of the test. There are different types of tests, so we will discuss, inshallah. And the next is a taxonomy of educational objectives. And the next topic is Bloom taxonomy, Solo taxonomy, and then we will discuss at the end the table of specification and its preparation. So let's start. So the first topic is what is test? It is a tool with organized questions to collect information about students' learning. So this is a basic thing. The next is that test is a set of questions asked in specific order. It is a tool to collect information about students' learning in quantitative form. So they can easily get the information about the students, and then the educator easily grade them according to their performance. Now, what is the purpose of the test? The first purpose is monitoring student progress, that how their performance is. Then the next is diagnosing learning problem, that they have any problem in or not. So educator can easily understand or diagnose that what are their weakness and what are their strengths. The next is assigning grades. So according to their performance in the test, they can easily educator can easily assign the grade to the learner. The next is classification and selection of students. So according to the performance of the test, they can easily classify in section. And the next is evaluating instruction. So these are the main purposes of the test. Now, what are the principles of the test? The first principle is clear purpose. The second is relevancy. The third is clear language. And the fourth is validity and reliability. And the next is table of specification. So if a educator have clear purpose that why they conduct the test, so they can easily achieve what they want. Then the relevancy, that what the topic they discuss in the class are, what are their relevant topic. So according to that, they can easily conduct the test. Then the clear language, like the educator can use the clear language so the learner can easily understand and they can easily uh, answer to the test. The next is validity and reliability, should be reliable and valid test. And the next is table of specification. So we go through to the table of specification in the next slide as well. Now, test and its types. Types of tests included subjective type tests, like it vary to person, and next is objective type test. The next is multiple choice test, and the next is close-ended test, and the last one is matching item test. So these are the different types of test. Now we have taxonomy and classification of educational objectives. So taxonomy of educational objective have three domain. The first is the cognitive, like knowledge. The second domain is the affective, like attitude and value. The third is the psychomotor, like they have these skills. Now, what is the cognitive domain objectives? So the first is evaluation, like judgment about the value of material and method for given purposes. Appraise, estimate, select, argue, evaluate, support, judge, value, take, predict, score, compare, rate, and define. These are the parts of the evaluation. The next is synthesis. In this, bring together parts of knowledge to form a whole and build a relationship for new situation. So it describes, name, recite, recognize the last, and then match and relate, repeat, and reproduce the uh, objectives are. The next is analysis. In this, they break down the knowledge into parts and show relationship among the parts. So they analyze, appraise, calculate, diagram, discriminate, distinguish, questions, test, differentiate, categories, and contrast, examine, experiment, compare, inventory, and criticize. So these are the uh, different types of analysis. The next is application. In this, the application of knowledge to a new situation, like solve, they can easily, and then they demonstrate, they apply, construct, predict, prepare, produce, sketch, solve, use, and write are the parts of the application. The next we have comprehension. So in comprehension, the translation, interpretation, or extrapolation of knowledge. So they arrange, explain, interpret, classify, express, locate, describe, identify, report, discuss, indicate, restate, sort, translate, and explorate. So these are the part of the comprehension. The next is knowledge, the recall of information. Uh, like describe, they can easily, because they have the knowledge, they can write the name, they recite, they recognize, they last, match, relate, repeat, and reproduce state. So these are the different steps of the cognitive domain objectives. Now we have Bloom revised taxonomy, like the original taxonomy, and then what is the new domain of the Bloom's taxonomy. In the original taxonomy, we have evaluation, but in the new domain, we have to evaluate. So in this, we can say that evaluating. The next is synthesis in the original domain, but in new domain, we can write that creating new ideas. The next is analysis, so it is analyzing. Application means applying, comprehension to convert it to understanding. The next is knowledge, like they have to recall or remembering. So these are the new and the original taxonomy domain. Bloom taxonomy, Bloom revised taxonomy. Of table of specification, like a table of specification is a tool used to ensure that the test measure the content and the thinking skill that the test intend to measure. So we have objectives or content like climate, resources, population, society, and then the total number. And we have knowledge, understanding, and application. In this, we have long answer and short answer as well as MCQs in these three columns. And the last, we have the percentage table. So we calculate the climate, have one in the long answer, and then we have the short answer. There are two, the value is 2, and the third is MCQs, and their value is 3. So all of these, like in the knowledge, understanding, and application, we total it, and so the total percentage is 25. At the end, we can calculated, or to sum up, we have the answer is 100. So it change according to the uh, objectives, according to the time it vary. So this is the table of specification, that how we calculate or how we prepare the table of specification. Now, how to calculate test item in cells? For example, knowledge has 31% weightage in curriculum, and the 11 item in geometry in the test. For example, 34% in curriculum. Then the item of geometry to measure knowledge level of students can be calculated as number of test item for content standard, or the unit multiply by knowledge wise weightage in percentage. So we have the number 11, and we can multiply it with the 13 divided by 100, and then we easily calculate the cells. Now what is a solo taxonomy? This is what the diagram, and we describe it in the next slide. Solo means structure of observe learning outcomes developed by Big and Coils in 1982. So solo taxonomy, the first step is they have pre structural, and the next is the next step is unistructural, the next is multistructural, and the next is relational. The last one is extended abstract. So from the first to the last, they go toward the from the simple to the complex. What is solo taxonomy? As we already see the previous slide about the diagram. So the first dot or the full stop, we can say it is a pre-structural taxonomy. Then we have unistructural, like define, identify, do simple procedure, is a unistructural taxonomy. Then third is multistructural, like we define, describe, list, do algorithm, and then we combine. So this is a multistructural taxonomy. The next is relational. In this, we have to compare and contrast, explain the causes, classify, analyze, relate, formulate the questions. And the last one is extended abstract. In this, we evaluate, generalize, predict, create hypotheses, and reflect. So, from the simple toward the complex, we have all the structure included in the solo taxonomy.